Okay, guys, welcome back to Grimerica show. This is a special episode, kind of. It's just not even really an episode. This is, if you catch it now, this is the live stream. I guess it'll be on YouTube still and all that kind of stuff, but it won't be the podcast because this will be sort of video only. We're going to spend some time. It's the interactive maps, shipwrecks, and all the volcanoes and everything else. All the maps we've been up to. That it started with disaster maps, disastermap.ca, which had a bunch of cool stuff in it, which then turned into a UFO map with like 700,000 sightings on it. Or no, I think there's 700,000 sightings total in the database, and there's 400,000 that had locations, so they're on the map. And then there's like 168,000 that had reports, so you can toggle it down to just that and click on 168,000 UFO sightings with reports.
So you can see shapes and all kinds of stuff, locations.
Busy. And there's Bigfoot.
Especially if you like UFOs or Bigfoot, because Bigfoot's on there too. I mean, if you just look at the Bigfoot only, which we'll show you, it's amazing. And the missing 411, not the exact details, but at least hotspots for that is in there too. And man, the disaster map has everything: floods, nukes, volcanoes, mega tsunamis, storm surge, earthquakes, cataclysms. So we're going to go around and play with a little bit of it in our style and see how it goes and try to sell some of these maps too, because they are for sale. You can buy them, and play around with them.
There's a bunch of free too. You can play with all of them for free, but you can also buy them to support us. They cost a small fortune to make, and a small fortune to build, and a small fortune to run.
And to sell.
All of the above. But yeah, so I mean, to just finish that thought, disaster map grew into the UFO map, which led to the asteroid simulator and the volcano simulator and the shipwreck map. So we're up to 5 now, plus the climate impact map, which we're not really going to talk about here. That's more for that's just out there because it was built and we could just throw a new face on it and sell it to people that we aren't going to find it here. We're not going to find here. But anyway, so we got them all. We haven't got a landing page for all of them together yet, but they each do. We'll have to go through them one by one. So I guess since I'm sort of the builder and I know the ins and outs of each of them, why don't we start? You can pick where you want to go, how you want to start, what you want to do, and I'll sort of pitch them to you and take them through you while we go.
Boy, okay. Well, so you're going to do it? Are you going to share the screen, or do you want me to?
I will share the screen. Yeah, I'll share the screen. And you just tell me whether you want to start with disaster, UFO, asteroids, volcanoes, or shipwreck.
Okay, let's start with the disaster map. That's
the disaster map.
Yeah, let's start with that. And you know what? Let's just start where you and I, let's start with why we really wanted this map. This is like why, to me, there's like a core reason, right? We wanted to go back to like the stuff that Randall talks about pre-Younger Dryas and see where the water levels were, because we wanted to see like what did Central America look like? What did Indonesia look like?
Well, that's how it started.
So that's how it started. So let's go there, because it's
map episode, right? With that, we tried to do it back in November, and we were playing. I paid those guys $9, and we were playing with the sea levels. We were able to go down a little ways and see where some of these islands were, and then we were able to do some flooding and play around with that sort of stuff. But it was a pretty clunky and full of ads and old and just not the greatest. So it started by just trying to make a better version of that for ourselves.
Yeah, and then, so let's do that then. Let's start there, because this is way more interactive and way more fun to look through, right? With those sea levels, because you can go melt all the ice in the world and see where the sea level's at. You can do the Younger Dryas, like the ice age, minus 120 meters, modern, where we're at now, biblical flood, fully drained even.
Well, the other thing we should just mention quick here is that it's all built. We got the models here, papers and sources. So it's all built on physics where it can be, volcanology papers, sea level and population data sets, impact and nuclear physics, wildfire stuff, earthquakes and fault lines, tsunami and wave physics, computation and infrastructure. That's all here. And then we've got our theoretical models, which are pulled from like Volovsky, Ethical Skeptic, Ben Davidson, and Hapgood, and the key equations from those papers that sort of tell you, like, here, for just example, like the pole shift, people think we're just making stuff up, which to extent we are with the pole shift. That's definitely the most theoretical of the bunch, but it's got the equatorial bulge redistribution, angular displacement, whatever that equation is, from point to new equatorial belt determines flood fraction of H underscore max.
Well, the other thing is, like, let's say we're looking at an old asteroid impact or an old volcano. It's what shows on the map when you activate it is actually what happened. And then the future ones are what the scientists say are going to happen. You know, like they say that if an impact that's 100 meters wide hits a city, this is going to be the impact. And you've got that all built in.
Absolutely. So let's, there's a little pricing table, and we got the frequently asked questions. So let's jump into the disaster map. So let's go satellite mode, because that's funner. Well, actually, I think you have to do that after you pick a thing. So there's a world. What do you want to do first, Graham?
Well, I want to do I want to do the younger dry. I want to do the ice age, like prior to the younger Dryas.
Ice age mode.
Yeah.
So here is the ice age mode at glacial maximum.
Oh, you got the glaciers on there too.
Yeah. So if we were going to the younger Dryas glacier, is this one. So now the problem with this is we have to go, actually, because this is after the younger Dryas impact or whatever happened. So we got to go to this one, which would be just before. Doesn't quite have the corridor there. We could probably find one here where it has the corridor.
Yeah, that's okay though. I don't really care about the corridor as much as I just want to see the sea level before it rose 120 meters, like 400 feet, basically.
So that's basically right here.
Right there?
No, sorry, that's right here. Minus 118 meters.
LG, okay.
And then we could actually go into satellite view and do that same thing. So it's a little more.
Yeah, okay, that's cool. So now we're in the satellite view. So let's see, like, let's go look at, like, let's say the Bahamas and South America or Central America a little bit, you know? You can see all that is new land now, right? And Florida is massive compared to what it was before. Cuba's pretty massive. So look at that little middle island. You see that little island there in the middle, like between Cuba and the Bahamas there? Is that the Bahamas?
This one?
Yeah, there. Like, is that where the city, is that where the underground city is that they found? I mean,
that's weird. Look at how deep this little hole is right here in the Bahamas. It's like 1,200, 1 point, it's like a mile deep almost there, 3/4 of a mile deep. And then right here, it's above land.
Wow. Actually, that is quite a bit of extra land there in the Bahamas.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then same with the Gulf, gets a lot bigger. And then over here, all this is connected. You can see the shelf where it's starting to drop off there.
I was looking at my own. Where's that? Is that the...
That's the Beringia. Yeah, this will actually even throw the name on it, Beringia.
Look at how massive that land mass is, though. Right?
Huge.
So those are the glaciers there on the right. So this is prior to the melt, and all that is land back before the ice melted. So can you keep going west then along that? Let's go to like all the way to the UK. So look at the top there, all that. Then it becomes glaciers again. Now we're getting to the UK. There's Doggerland, so that's all full there. And Ireland. Let's see where Ireland is. Go to the right a little bit.
See what the ground looks like. Right?
Oh wow! Yeah,
Ireland.
That looks like flood. Yeah,
oh,
Ireland is it? Oh, look, it is. It does attach to Ireland too.
Yeah, there's a bunch of flood channeling. It looks like coming out of there. You can sort of see it, right?
Yeah. Okay, now go over to Australia and that area where like all the islands are, Japan and all that whole area. That's Oh, look at that. See, that's crazy. So Australia connects with, is that Papua New Guinea? What's above? Let me get on my map here and see where we're at.
You know, it was cool that,
Sundaland is completely covered. What?
well, I don't know how to do it here,
Yeah, it is Papua New Guinea. Yeah, go. So
but
go up
like
northern
on my
Australia.
phone, I was able to use two fingers in flood mode and like spin it sideways. So it was almost like a 90-degree view at street level. And you could see like the water coming into your yard, where it would come into your yard.
I think you click that arrow up top there. It takes you the bottom, the plus minus and the arrow. Try the arrow. Click the arrow.
That's
No, the
Zoom.
arrow. Zoom in and click the arrow. Yeah. Now click that arrow. Yeah, right there. Nothing happens.
Doesn't do nothing.
Okay.
Might have it disabled on this one for other reasons.
Yeah. So go to Northern Australia. Look at that. Papua New Guinea and Northern Australia, all one landmass. Only 12,000 years ago. Right?
And
Or
not
how
only that, you
exactly?
can just easily get across all this by boats now.
Yeah.
It's
So
all
now you're going, and then you go to Sundaland. Look at how massive Sundaland is. So between Indonesia, Singapore, Malaysia, Cambodia, Vietnam is all one big landmass.
Timmy
And
says
so,
we need to add a Chris LiDAR map. I don't know what that means, but if you get me the data sets, we'll add it. There's probably someone doing it on that one already.
okay, now one more thing. Go to Dubai and go to where the Iran conflict is right now. Look at that.
Persian Gulf.
No Persian Gulf. Just that little tiny thing on the edge of Kasab there. The rest of it covered in, like basically one massive landmass before the Younger Dryas. I mean, even the Caspian Sea there is like completely half covered there. Mediterranean, another cool place. See, the Mediterranean's it's deeper than I expected. I thought we were going to see more, but I mean, this now Malta's connected. Look at that. There's a
Malta's
key.
connected.
That is a key, right? Look at that.
33 meters above. Yeah.
Malta connected to Sicily.
To Sicily.
And then look at how close Sardinia is connected.
Sardinia? No,
Sardinia is connected.
Wouldn't Sardinia be over more? This is
right there. But look, it's connected.
These two are, yeah, Sardinia and Corsica, which then is just like a stone's throw from here.
Yeah. Well, not quite, but let's see how much is that? It's
I should have the scale on here.
Yeah. So anyways, that's one of my favorite things to play around with. Is
disastermap.ca for this one. Should we melt some water now?
Yeah, might as well, since we're in the flood part, I guess. So
we'll start by just melting all the ice on Earth.
Yeah, let's just go full ice melt and look at the Mississippi Valley there. I mean, that's not as bad as you'd think, right? If all the ice melted on Earth, you still have Eastern America there. I mean, New York's probably gone.
Yeah, most of this whole coast.
Most of New York. So where does that? Oh no, New York is just yeah. So look at that. That's all the current land that's underneath water. So the eastern seaboard is kind of gone, but not as bad as you'd think. You know, go to the West Coast.
210 feet.
Go to Vancouver and stuff.
Makes a little inland sea here. Sacramento and all that floods out. Same with up here in Mexicali. Los Angeles does not terrible. Not great. Vancouver.
I don't know. Quite a bit is underwater, yeah. Yeah, go up to Vancouver. See, that's not. Oh, so the lower mainland. Let's scroll in and zoom in a little bit more to the lower mainland there. Oh, you got a little bit. Oh, that's like half under and half over. That's interesting.
All the way back into Chilliwack, too.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's a good one.
What you want to do next? We could turn on some megaliths. Turn on the megalith. Over 100,000 megalithic sites will pop up. The megaliths take a second to load because there's a lot of them. There they are. So let's pop over by me.
Well, geez, we're in the least megalithic area in the world because we were just covered under ice. So
Timmy's in the chat, so I'll go to this one here just for him. We'll click on that. The Majorville Medicine Wheel. Click on it here. It'll pop up the little thing on the side. It'll give us the looking east towards the Bow River. Image copyright John Nightingale. The image didn't load for some reason. I wonder if that's an issue on all of them or just that one. Something must have changed in the image script. But anyway, we don't need all the images right now. Right? But that'll put, I mean, you want to really see, go to the over here. Look at them all. Look at all the megaliths in Europe, around Spain.
Okay, so go to one in Sicily then. Let's go back to that area we were looking at because we're going to be traveling there next year. So go to that area there. There's Malta. Malta's covered too.
Yeah.
So zoom in, click on one maybe.
Radiana. No description available.
Yeah, that's not a good example. What's blue?
Blue is underwater.
Wow.
Cart ruts, underwater cart ruts, those ones. St. Paul's Catacombs. Which one of these is the
Hypogeum?
The hypogeum, you think?
It's probably in the center, I think. More center down, center in the center somewhere there.
Cart ruts. Ancient. Oh, there's the Tarxian. So this must be, there's the hypogeum. It says no description available. That's got to be broken.
Yeah, because it was working at one point.
There it is on a UNESCO. The hypogeum of Fals Cephalini is a Neolithic subterranean structure dating to the Cephalini phase in Maltese prehistory, located in Paola, Malta. It is often simply referred to as the hypogeum, literally meaning underground in Greek. The hypogeum is thought to have been a sanctuary and necropolis with an estimated remains of more than 7,000 people documented to archaeologists.
So you've got the UNESCO ones. Those are purple, right? Those are the purple ones.
These are the UNESCO ones now. There's a couple of the other sites we'll be going to. Oh, it doesn't have it. I'll turn the mag list back on. Then there's also live fires, nuclear plants, and airports. Mainly so you can flood them and that sort of stuff. Look at all the megalithic sites on Sardinia.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy. All the neurologia. There's a lot of tales about giants from there too. You know why they named them all the giants' tombs and all that? Because there's a lot of people that have found giants' bones, just like all the mounds in America.
Mounds, that's over here someplace. Here's the Cahokia State Mounds.
Yeah.
And then these are Hopewell Ceremonial Earthworks, Mammoth Cave.
I thought that maybe the Serpent Mound would have been a UNESCO, but I guess not. But that'll be on the megalithic one, right?
It's on the, we found it on the megalithic ones before. Come on. It's best to get the megalith stuff done because it's a pain to open and close. So that's going to be maybe this one. No, it's going to be this one. No.
Zoom in a bit more.
Oh, it's south of Columbus, right? Serpent Mound.
Nice.
Great Serpent Mound.
Man, so you could zoom in and go into a lot of the mounds and get pictures of them and a description and the location. See, this is what's been missing, right? Because I don't know. I love looking at maps when we do shows and stuff like that. I'm always browsing around a map when somebody's talking about locations. I'm looking at it, but this is awesome. Look at all the mountains. You can just go in, zoom in, click on them, get a description, and see them all.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at the Yucatan. Wow.
Lots I'll get that other thing fixed so that those descriptions are working again. So they don't all have descriptions. I mean, there's 100,000 of them.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that's the megaliths and the ice age for that.
Let's do impacts then.
Impacts.
That's one of my favorite because they have presets like Chelyabinsk and Tunguska, Beringer and Chicxulub. So let's go over a city. Let's like pick Salt Lake City or something. Let's go to Salt Lake City since they're the ones preparing for disasters anyways. They'll be the most prepared. So there's Salt Lake City. So let's just start with like Chelyabinsk. And so just pop a Chelyabinsk right in the middle there. You're gonna have to zoom in quite a bit because it's probably gonna take up about a quarter, a third of the city. So this is the one that was in Russia in 2013. You have there, I think 2013. It was an air impact. Ooh, that's quite good. Zoom out a tad. So it takes up like a third of Salt Lake City. So if Chelyabinsk happened over Salt Lake City, there's the ring of disaster basically, and then you've got in those colors, you've got descriptions on the right. You might have to zoom
It says
in.
40,000, basically 37,000 estimated deaths and 377,000 exposed. You can click on those rings and it'll say what your survival odds are. It'll make a 2,533 meter diameter crater. Anywhere in there is 0.
So the yellow ring is the crater.
Yeah, the yellow ring around the black. And then just outside that, there's the blast zone, which is 5,142 with 5 to 15% survival odds. And then you have the thermal zone outside that, which is 40 to 60% survival odds.
Oh, like half, 50-50 there.
Still 50-50.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So clear that. And let's do you did Chelyabinsk. Let's do Tunguska and see how that compares. Because these are both like ones that have been sort of recorded, right?
Tunguska.
Yeah.
A little bigger. 41,000 dead.
Yeah, I'm not really usually worried about the dead. I like just looking at the zones.
You like the zones?
Yeah. Okay, so now go to Beringer.
Beringer?
This is another one that's been passed, right?
Beringer is pretty well the same size and speed as Tunguska.
Okay, go to Chicxulub then.
Chicxulub's a big one.
Yeah.
Oops, I have 2 on there. Okay. Boom. Whoa.
We are in the crater.
Okay, we're in the crater. So this one now gets interesting when you get into the bigger ones. You got some new stats here. You got atmospheric blackout, sunlight reduction of 89.2% for 23.8 months. Made it indirect famine deaths 2.032 billion.
Okay, scroll down, scroll out. Okay, boom. There's the crater. Look at that. How big's the crater? And look at that. That covers all of North America right there. It's weird. It's basically covers the whole North America.
40 to 60% survival range.
Yeah, from Salt Lake City. So what's the crater size on that one? 20 miles, 280 miles.
Crater size is 288 kilometers. So 200 miles or more. 8,000 meters, so 288 kilometers.
So this is a past one, right? This is Chicxulub, which happened 66 million years ago.
Yes.
Is that what they say got rid of the dinosaurs?
Yeah. Well, let's do. Then we also have some of these ones, which are the upcoming threats. Bennu 2182, Apophis, which is 2029.
Yeah.
Is
let's stick to Salt Lake.
70 meters. Stick to Salt Lake City.
Yeah. Yeah.
I lost it. Here it is.
Just so we have, the same comparison.
1 million dead, 2.5 million exposed. Atmospheric blackout of 12.1% for 4.3 months, causing 18 million indirect famine deaths.
And that's Apophis, which is a flyby in 2029.
Yep. True. Now you want to get interesting here is what the other thing we can do is just pick random size. Let's go like 1 kilometer. You got your custom speeds you can do. You got slow asteroid, typical, fast asteroid, and then anything above 50 is a comet. And then that will affect the outcome. The faster the speed will affect the outcome. Those are pro features. But you can run this bitch into the Gulf of Mexico,
Gulf of America.
Gulf of America, and you get flood tiles generated from that based on the tsunami wave height of 112 meters and a tsunami reach of 2,943 kilometers.
So it's flooding into the Mississippi there.
So it's flooding into the Yucatan. The Yucatan's flooding out. It's basically washing over Florida completely, up into Corpus Christi, again, like all up this Mississippi Valley, like you said. And then where it's going off and blasting out into nowhere. Cuba's stopping it here with a couple of things. But the other thing you can do in pro mode is run 3 of these bitches across here.
Oh, like so, like a random stream kind of thing, like boom, boom, boom.
And it'll give you the crater for each of them, 57-kilometer crater for 2 of them, and then you got the tsunami generated down here. It gives you the cumulative stats. But we won't play with impacts too much because we got the asteroid simulator to get to. Should we do the volcanoes or the nukes next?
Yeah, I guess if you want to do nukes, yeah. I mean, we don't have to go through all these. We got the other maps too, so.
Yeah, we don't have to go through all of them. We could probably skip nukes. I mean, nukes are kind of boring. They are fun. I mean, and the other cool thing about nukes is you can do like 5 of them, change your payloads, get them up there, do a surface and change your wind directions, and it'll give you your fallout clouds and stuff like that. Anyway, moving on. We do have a lot to get to. We can probably skip volcanoes.
Yeah, because you got volcano sim right on a different map. So
yeah, we'll skip that and go to mega tsunamis. Which is, I mean, the mega tsunamis are just presets. So these are based on papers, which are the sort of 4 most likely mega tsunamis to happen. One's in Alaska, one's the Cascadia mountain range, and 2 are in the Canaries, La Palma and Cumbre Vieja. So you can basically just pick one of those and trigger it, and it'll sort of give you what the wave pattern is going to look like from that mountain collapsing. And when you come in here, it'll give you the flooding as well. It'll give you the wave arrives in 9 hours with an estimated wave height of 15 meters. So you got a few of those on there. Those two, like I said, and then you got the ones over on the other side, Alaska, Cascadia, showing what's going on over there.
So can I back up and give you an example of that comet Shoemaker Levy 9 that hit Jupiter, right?
Yeah.
9 fragments. So you know how you did those 3 in a row?
Yeah.
So comet Shoemaker Levy 9 hit Jupiter, and it was each fragment was from a few hundred meters, which I think you chose a kilometer, to 2 kilometers in diameter. So you were right in the range. 9 of those hit Jupiter.
Boom, boom. Storm surge, it's kind of self things. You can basically pick a storm line, pick a category, trigger it, and it'll give you the storm surges, how much flooding you'll get in those places from those storm surges. And if you click, it'll give you a wind speed.
Nice.
And what else we got? Earthquakes.
Yeah.
So with earthquakes, you can turn on, you got your different types of earthquakes. You can also turn on your live earthquakes. So that'll show us, here's a dot right here. So we have a live earthquake going on right now.
In the middle of the Atlantic.
Right here, an F5.4 magnitude earthquake in the northern mid-Atlantic ridge. Whoops. We're going in the Pacific. I don't see any earthquakes over there, so that's good. Oh, there's one over here by Japan. A 5.0. Then there's this little dot here. I don't know what that means. Smaller earthquake, 4.6. Oh, look at all the earthquakes going on today. They're all over the place. 5.3, 4.9, 5.1.
Where are you in Indonesia?
Yeah, I'm guessing if we found a red one, that'd be a big one. But then you can also turn on your active fault lines here. Now it's going to turn on your active fault lines throughout the world so you can see them all. You can come into like around Los Angeles and
Wow,
see
no
an
wonder
area
why
there.
people talk about the fault lines there, right? Look at that. Holy.
You can click on, it'll
Wow.
give you some information on the fault. And then you can also set a quake there and trigger it. It'll give you sort of I mean, that's a preset, but you could go through and pick your sort of magnitude and your type, and it'll give you those clicks again. Moderate, I felt strongly, sleepers awakened. Here, felt by all, furniture moves. Here, negligible damage in good buildings, moderate and ordinary chimneys. And if you go in further, considerable damage to ordinary buildings with partial collapse. And then you can also go offshore here and trigger one there. Oh, that wasn't big enough, probably.
That was still pretty big, but
A thrust, I think, right?
yeah, that's pretty good.
Should have done a tsunami. Anyway, let's that just leaves these ones left in disaster map, which is the pool flips for now. The Ben Davidson one, we can trigger that. Let's go satellite mode. And it's going to give us a pole flip.
So this is it doing its own rotation here and then it'll flip?
Yeah, this is the Ben Davidson model right now. It's flipping into the Ben Davidson model. Sun Weather Man, suspicious observers. It's going to give us the new North Pole and then the flooding and inundation from the flips.
So that's Africa right there?
That's Africa.
So that's New Africa with like a few spots showing, but most of it flooded.
So what it's showing right now is the washout effect. A lot of this is going to recede. I don't know how it's going to recede, but it's showing maximum inundation. And then you can come across.
But you can see the places that did not get any inundation. Like there's a tiny bit of Greenland there. And that's the Western United States?
My place is over here. There's Calgary.
Where's Calgary? Oh, wow. Right on the edge?
Yeah. Right on the edge.
So typically then that might have been like, Calgary might have been washed, but not maybe destroyed type thing.
Yeah. And these are pretty theoretical. You can go down to South America and you can see what happens there, right? And click, it'll give you a depth. And then you can also turn on the wind. That'll give you some wind speeds in these different areas.
Wow.
From the different flips.
So interesting that the place that ended up dry got a lot of wind. So
yeah. And then here's the ethical skeptic one, which puts, I think his model will put South Africa at the North Pole. There's the flip starting. Boom. There you have it. There's your winds and your floods. Now let's just shut off the wind for a minute. It's a little harder to see with that on. Let's write the globe. Even though it's not right in the new position, but just because it's what we're used to. And you can see the flooding is not quite as bad over here. You're still fucked.
Yeah, I'm probably barely. I mean, it's probably
Look,
close.
you can even see where it comes up the river, eh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Is that which river is that?
I think that's the South Saskatchewan River. I hunt along there all the time. And that model doesn't quite get to me. And let's see what the winds are like by me. 50 to 200 kilometers an hour. So, not great, but survivable. So there you have it, folks. That is disastermap.ca. It's $15 a year, or you can use a lot of it for free. $15 a year for pro, or $29.99 lifetime. And that's a disaster.
You can donate if you just want to help out.
Yeah. Any questions? Do you want to look at do you want to pick a frequently asked question? How accurate are the flood simulations?
Sure.
Flood inundation uses ETOP01 terrain data, NOAA 1 arc minute resolution, roughly 1.8 kilometer cells. Each tile calculates terrain elevation versus requested sea level, producing pixel accurate static inundation. Dynamic effects like storm surge, erosion, or groundwater are not modeled. Best for large scale scenario visualization, not engineering grade coastal assessment. All right. What do you want to do next?
Well, let's move on to the UFO map, I guess.
UFO map.
UFO missing 411
So
Bigfoot.
here it is. Here's the homepage for the UFO map from Grimerica software. Every UFO sighting ever recorded. I don't know how accurate that is, but I think it's pretty accurate. The largest
I'm sure
unified
there's
UFO
others that are recorded.
database on the open web, 746,637,000 sightings from New Fork, UFOCAP, MUFON, UPDB, and UFO Search. Cross-reference with Bigfoot, missing 411, nuclear plants, and military bases. So that's just sort of some, here's your main cases. You can see the Roswell, Hill abduction, Rendlesham, Grush testimony, Tic Tac, the Phoenix lights. This pricing down here. Here's your, where's the data come from? That's all the same stuff. So should we just, do you want to jump? So this one has a couple of ways we can go. We can jump in the map right away, or we can jump onto the report page.
No, let's jump in the map, yeah.
Not the report page?
But why would I
like
want
once
to
we go to the map, we're not coming up. Well, because let's go to the report page.
Okay.
So here right now, I've got it set already that this is all the ones with, only the ones with a description between 1900 and 2026.
Okay.
58 sightings. So we can go through here. There's 7,000 pages of this. All different. 3 gray entities at the foot of bed. Witness struck one, then waved one back.
Well, what is that? Hang on. There's no green highlight on that one for some
That
reason.
one, we don't know. This is no coordinates.
Okay.
I picked the worst possible one. The whole thing, it's the only one. So let's go to a different one here.
He picks an abduction.
3 orbs brighter than Venus in sky, orange silent discs, all traveling different directions within 2 minutes of each other. 2 were in the sky at the same time. Let's click view on map. It's going to pop us out here. It's going to take a second to pop up. It's going to be one of these ones right here.
Disc.
Is it a disc?
Disc. Yeah.
Disc. So the green is disc. Other.
What does that say? Domed disc?
Dome disc. Yep.
Interesting.
Dome disc. Well, here's one from no date, but type E-Wit. Heard crashing in the woods. Large being coming with long strides, swinging arms, glowing red eyes, gorilla-like, 8 to 9 feet tall, no neck. Next morning, found very large footprints in wet dirt. Let's close that. Let's zoom out. And you can start to see just how many UFO sightings are on this globe. These big ones here are going to be your more famous cases. Here's the O'Hare one. You can click on the wiki. It'll give you a breakdown of what we're talking about. The interesting one is you can come down to here. You can click on that gimbal one, get the wiki, and even just start watching these videos right in here, right in the on the page.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that's how many UFO. This is with all the ones on this. Right now on the map, there's 391,000 UFOs.
Look at that. Look at that. Those must have been the shipping lanes there, right? From north to south through the North Pacific there. You see that line, those gray lines?
Yeah, where people were actually are.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, so I mean, it's interesting because you can look at Europe and the UK are just fucking loaded with them. Same with, they really follow the population bases, right? South America. Yeah. I mean, that's going to be a hole in the data. We're probably not getting a lot of reports from Africa. They're not getting filed in the same ways that ours are. So you got all those. You got your sightings page. You can export up to 50,000 cases at a time with descriptions. Some stats. They'll just tell you what's going on in the map at the time. So that'll just say, like, right now with all the filters we have on, it says how many unknown, 40,000 discs, 19,000 lights, 7,000 spheres, how many from each thing. Um, and then you can, if we wanted, we could shut those UFOs off, turn on nuclear plants. So you could start cross-referencing your nuclear plants with your UFO sightings if you wanted.
Well, hang on, even specific UFO sightings, right? Like you could say nuclear plants with discs or with cigars or with
Yes. And then we got our Bigfoots, which will pop up
look at
USA
that.
only,
It's so spread out. That's unbelievable. I mean, how can people
4,104.
say there's not a phenomenon? Like no matter what, there's all those records of reports and stuff. Come on.
Click on one and it'll pop up the report in here, what's going on. Me and my buddy were out in the woods hunting in Pearson, Florida on 9 Mile Road. I noticed something big and brown in the ditch on the side of the road, crouching down when it stood up and walked back and forth across the road, then crouching. We know for a fact it wasn't human. It was about 9 feet tall. So you got your Bigfoot reports for all of those. Military bases, so you can overlay those with the UFO sightings if you want. Missing 411 clusters. This is what Graham was talking about, where it doesn't have all the individual, but it'll say in this area there's 16 cases. You can click on each of those by
Which is
name.
interesting. They follow the green spaces there, don't they? Eh?
Let's turn both on. Oh, I should have made the. Not really.
No. The green spaces. Like if you look at just the missing four. No. I'll take the missing 411. Okay. Like
Yeah. The wherever it's
the parks.
forested.
Yeah, forested.
And then Charlie Project, which is missing people that you could cross reference with some of the UFO stuff if you want.
Okay, well, we got to play around a little bit with the UFO stuff. So,
Okay, what do you want to do?
like, well, click. Let's see. Like, pick.
Do you want to pick a certain year?
Pick a shape. Pick like. Let's say.
Hey, do you want to do this? Let's do this. We can play this. It'll go. We can do a range. And then we'll have it play. And what it's going to do is,
yeah, no. Pick cigar though. I wanna show a cigar range. Let's say.
Cigar.
Yeah, pick cigar shape.
And then play.
Sure.
So these are cigars over time. It's a 10-year gap.
Zoom in a tad. So this is every decade, kind of.
Yeah.
So it's in and out.
Yeah. But you could just stop that, go to cigar, go back to here, and you could just control the slider by yourself.
Yeah.
And sort of now this would be like a cumulative of them popping up all over the place.
Okay, can you go back to where they started? Like it seemed like they started about 1950.
Well, there's some before
Yeah,
here.
there's some before, but not a lot. And then when it gets to 50, watch how all of a sudden, boom. What is that? Wow.
Yeah,
50s,
50s.
60s, 70s. Yeah.
And then you could do that with any case space you wanted. Discs, you could do the same thing.
Yeah, the disc could be a good one to see too. So watch this 50s. Boom. Look at that. That's the disc flaps
if you go to all shapes, you can probably watch the same thing happen.
But hang on, not quite as pronounced as the discs.
As pronounced. I would agree with that.
So let's like scroll over, for example. This is really interesting. So go to like Catalina Island around there. This is one of my favorite hotspots, right? And then you can see there's some really old reports from Catalina.
It's here, right?
No, I think it's further south, closer to LA, that you're near San Fran. Yeah, there, I think. Yeah, those three yellow ones there. So these are like old cigar. I think they're cigar shaped. Yeah, cigar shaped.
Servicemen saw cigar shaped craft descend and apparently crash and land on the island.
That's from whence?
54.
54. There's 3 sightings of cigar shapes on that island.
Yeah, this is also from the same day in 54.
So,
And
like, to
then
me, it's interesting going around and seeing the clusters of the reports of the same shape craft. Like, so for example, there's another one right there on the way from Catalina to the coast. The yellow one right there, that's Catalina,
1981.
1981. Interesting. Because do you remember we had that guy on a long time ago about the red fireballs, and he was tracking just the red fireballs. Yeah, Terry.
Terry Ray.
And then are those discs? Yeah, there's a couple
Yeah.
disc sightings.
Then those other gray ones. The lighter gray is rectangles. The darker grays are unknown.
Interesting. I thought there would have been more, but rectangle. I mean, look, just pick rectangles even because that would be interesting to see where the rectangles are. I mean, those are usually like the massive sort of skull size.
421 rectangles. It looks like almost all in Europe. Few in Europe, mostly in North America. Mostly
Are
by
they,
the cities.
are they yellow now?
Yeah. They're just a different yellow.
Oh, okay.
Cigar is a darker yellow. There's so many different types, you start to run out of colors.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
What you want to do next? Or you had enough of UFOs?
Um, I don't know. I mean, I could play around with the UFO stuff for a long time.
Antarctica, 1958. 1965 at Bird Station. Oh, there's a bunch over on this island, though. Oh, that's
Well,
South
that's
America.
yeah. But there was a UFO conference, a famous one in Grenada, which is close to that, I think.
They'll also show you all the close by ones, too, when you click one.
Oh, interesting. Cigar.
Bunch of discs. Look at all around here. 67, 65, 65. Those are a month apart, those two.
Around a donut shaped island. What? Are you kidding me? In Antarctica?
Yeah. All right, we better move on or we'll never get out of here.
Okay, let's do it. Yeah. So play around with that anyways,
Play around
people.
with
It's
that.
fun.
You
Yeah.
can do most of the stuff on there for free. UFOmap.ca. Now we can jump over to asteroidsimulator.com. Drop a map. Drop an asteroid anywhere on Earth from Chelyabinsk to Chicxulub. Crater blast, thermal tsunami backed by real physics models. So this is the same as sort of a souped up impact mode, I guess. Not as much to go over because we've done already. You got all your asteroids here. You can click them. It'll give you a wiki on them. Tunguska. There's the Tunguska one. There's the Chicxulub one. Give you data on that. And then the same as before, you can, of course, just pick a spot, pick a diameter, pick a speed, run an impact, get all your stats here. Now, the interesting stuff you can start to do with these ones is you can export CSVs. That'll give you info. If that's a thing, I don't know how many people be super into that, but you can do it. Again, here you can do the same thing and run your ocean impacts, get your tsunamis. And well, the other interesting thing you can do in this one that you can't do in the other ones now is you got this compare feature here. So we can pop up compare. Now, pick a couple cities that you want to fuck up. You're muted.
Well, let's try Salt Lake City again, just for comparison.
Salt Lake City coming up. Salt Lake City, Utah. Okay, now we're going to place the first one here. How big?
A kilometer again. because that's like Shoemaker Levy 9 average size.
Okay. Velocity?
The velocity is they were going 134,000 miles an hour,
What's that in seconds?
60 kilometers a second.
60 kilometers a second. Okay. City number 2?
I don't know. You pick one.
I'll pick
Tampa Bay?
Tampa Bay, did you say?
Yeah.
No, let's go Albuquerque. With B. What size do you want this one to be?
2 kilometers.
Okay.
Is that too big?
No. Speed?
Same speed.
60 kilometers a second. All right, you ready? We'll zoom out a bit so we can see both. Do you think it'll be twice as much since it's same speed, just twice as big?
I don't know. No, I don't think so.
All right.
It looks like it.
Down to our comparison.
It's funny. Look at that. Look at the outside line of the blue one. The Albuquerque one covered the exact line of that one. Is that not a weird coincidence? Look at that. Hey?
That is a weird coincidence. So your blue custom was 6 times deadlier. That part of that could be just where it was pointing. But that's the big change in this one is you can start to get those comparisons, which is pretty cool, I think. Let's see, asteroid, then you can jump out of here. We clear that. Jump out of here, back into sim mode, which is just your regular asteroid impactor. Pick someplace, pick a size, hammer it out, boom, and it'll give you the destruction.
Oh, look at that wave. Holy dude. Wow, that was like as bad as a pole flip.
Yeah.
That was as bad as a pole flip.
Yeah, now the interesting thing with that is when you look at these places, they have a bunch of fucking flood evidence. All right, we're clear out of there. Jump over to Volcano Sim. Trigger an eruption. Watch the Earth respond. This is just our homepage. We don't need to get into that too much here. We'll just jump into the simulator. Here we are. What we've got here now is we've got some presets: Vesuvius, Mount St. Helens, Pinatubo, whatever the fuck that says, Tamboro, Krakatoa, then your super volcanoes.
So the super ones are what? Toba. Okay, so yeah, which one did you do there?
That's Yellowstone, 1.3 million years before present.
Okay, so that's a known eruption at Yellowstone?
Yes.
And what's that white ring?
That white ring is trace ash, detectable, health advisory for sensitive groups, some flight disruptions, measurable on surfaces.
And what's the next one?
2% with 5 million estimated deaths.
Holy.
Next one in, moderate ash, 15% mortality, 1 to 10 centimeters, respiratory hazard, crop damage, water supply contamination, air travel impossible, 6.1 million estimated deaths.
And zoom into the orange one. There, yeah. How big was that one? The orange, that next level of orange there?
This one?
Yeah. Because it gives you a diameter, doesn't it?
North Dakota. Doesn't give you a diameter.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. No, it gives you 800 by 400 kilometers.
Holy.
60% mortality, 1.7 million dead due to just population. Over a meter of ash, roof collapse from weight, breathing impossible without protection, agriculture destroyed, water contaminated. Then inside that, total destruction, 100% mortality, pyroclastic flows, extreme heat, everything within this zone is destroyed.
The red zone right there? That's a pretty big zone.
Yes, it is.
So that was Yellowstone middle. So was there 2 other Yellowstone settings? What are those?
Those are just different years. There's 640 years ago,
Okay, what's that one look like?
0.1 million. They're all pretty well the same. They're
No
pretty
way. The
similar.
641 years ago couldn't have been that big, could it have? Oh my god. Why do we not talk about that? I mean, is that what got rid of
I thought the
the
2.1 was the biggest. No, they're all pretty well the same.
So the other interesting thing is when you just let's zoom around the whole earth a bit, like because you've got them all, they're all showing, right? So you can go like clear that. I think I don't know if you have to
Clear
clear
that. Okay, yeah, you can see every volcano. There's 1,240 volcanoes or something like that.
like look at that right next to all those ones next to. Is that next to Canada right there? All those ones right there.
There's some in Canada.
Yeah, all those ones in the ocean there.
Yeah.
That whole
Click on
ring
it.
there.
It'll give you the Wikipedia if there is one, an overview, and then you can simulate the scientific eruption on any of them.
Wow. Okay, let's keep going. I just want to look around because that look at that ring. Go north a bit. Look at that, all the way down, like all the way along the bearing there, all the way down and all the way down. Look at that, just rings upon ring.
And
Or
here too.
yeah, there too. Wow.
So yeah, you can basically pick any of these volcanoes on Earth, get any information you've got on it here, the last eruption, whether it's active or not, a wiki if there is one with a picture, and then click on it, simulate the eruption.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
And then, of course, if you want to get fun with it, other than just erupting every volcano on Earth, which is fun in its own right, that's just a little guy. We can go into the compare tab here again, and we can pick two volcanoes. Which ones do you want to do?
Well, I'd like to do Krakatoa, but that's an old one. It's already gone.
Krakatoa, is that one of these ones? Tabaro, Toba.
I do think it's in that ring, the Toba ring. Yeah.
Krakatoa is here. We could just do Krakatoa.
Okay. Wow.
The Krakatoa is that one. All right, let's clear it now. So here's your Krakatoa. So we'll set that as A. Which one for B? Maybe like St. Helens?
Sure.
This one? No.
No, that'd be that big yellow one there, the big orange one, wouldn't it?
No, that's Adams. Wow, there's more volcanoes than you think. There's St. Helens. Set as B. Zoom out. Oh, I accidentally triggered it. So there's your two. Give you a Krakatoa versus St. Helens, a 7 VEI versus a 6. Total deaths for Krakatoa, 19 million versus 1.4 for St. Helens. 85 million population to 18. 30% sunblock to 10%. 18 months 6. Maximum extent. Krakatoa was 13.737 times deadlier. So that's the volcano sim. I mean, there's a lot of volcanoes. 1,200. Look at Iceland, just covered in the fucking things.
Oh my, that's crazy.
I'd not be interested in living there.
Okay, let's go to Atlantis first before we go away from here.
Atlantis?
Yeah, look at them all around the Azores. That is crazy.
Yeah, here's like this is where do we stay up?
Yeah,
there?
do one that you stayed at. Like do one that was close to you.
Stayed at in Furnace right here.
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah, do that.
I think I was playing with these ones and all of them level the island. If you're on one of those islands when it erupts, you're in trouble. So there's the one from there. Then we're also on this island, Tercera. That's this one.
You know, it's weird. The Krakatoa one, right? That island that Krakatoa's on is new. Is a new island. It wasn't there when Krakatoa went off in the 1800s.
And then the last island, we were on these two.
I think it was 1800s. Well.
Pico. Not good. And then we were on this one. This one erupted recently. We took the ferry from here to here. And this one erupted recently and added this whole back half of the island. 1958 was the last eruption. Boom. Now these eruptions are all worst case. So there's your volcano map. That's enough of that one. All right, that brings us to our last map of the day, the shipwreck map.
So, dude, wait, before we move on, Krakatoa destroyed 70% of the island. It erupted for 5 months. And the third and largest explosion produced the loudest sound in recorded history.
Ooh. Nice.
So that island started to grow back right away, like to recreate the island came back almost instantly.
Here's your shipwreckmap.ca. 87,000 shipwrecks mapped, 85,000 ships, and 1,800 aircraft. And then, so you've got some of the stats here. There's a World War II filter. I've got a bunch of danger zones too, like the Bermuda Triangle and stuff on there. Some trade routes.
Does it show some weird like zones? Like, can you pick out some weird zones?
Yeah. And then we have here where you can search by name, cause, or flag.
What?
So let's just do one here. The Edmund Fitzgerald. Click this. This might not work because of how I did that. Yeah, I already know I have Pro. That's why I'm trying to do it. Come on. Oh, it's a glitch. I'll fix that later. Anyway, that should fly to here. We can search for it up here. And then Fitzgerald. Click on that. It's going to fly over, take us right to the Edmund Fitzgerald. Give us the depth.
Is it in the Great Lake?
It's in the Great Lake, yeah, Superior. And if you click the Wikipedia, it'll give you a picture of the boat, a little rundown.
Does it give you the song from what's his name, Gordon Lightfoot?
That'd be nice. So let's shut these off. So right now you can turn on just shipwrecks. So there's your shipwrecks from all around the world. And do
you know what the colors are? Okay, what are the colors?
Red is torpedo, blue is storm, yellow is collision, orange is fire, dark orange is grounding, gray is scuttled, dark gray is scuttled.
Where's the monster one? The sea
monster.
There's no monsters.
But you can go to these. Here's all the shipwrecks around Ponta Delgada. Click on one. Unknown shipwreck. A lot of them are just wrecks, and so there's a tanker.
Well, let's do something here. Go to Eastern Newfoundland. Go to Newfoundland again. Go up there. Is there do they show all those Chinese ships that were wrecked outside of there? I wonder.
When did that happen?
I don't know, like 1400s, I think, 1300s or something, maybe.
There's one from 1976. Fishing vessel.
What about those four right there? Yeah, that you're looking at, the four. It goes straight up, right? Straight up. Yeah, right there. Yeah. That's kind of what I pictured them to be.
Catherine B. from 1929.
Okay, no, that's not what I was thinking.
1938, The Merry Widow. 1942, The Empire Soldier.
Interesting names, eh?
Yeah. Well, you can also click on this. Then you got your planes. You can click on it. It'll bring those ones which are on land, obviously. The 46 Sabin Douglas DC-4 crash, 27 lives lost. Wikipedia summary. Give you a picture. And so then you can click this toggle here, which will give you just your World War II sinkings. Some of them right over by Canada. Look at this one's in the harbor. 2 of them. Yeah. Torpedoed by 513. Both torpedoed by U-513. And then you can rip over here, obviously where most of them are. So there's all your boats that were sunk in World War II.
Wow. Look at between the UK and France there.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Look at all the shipwrecks, dude.
That one was mined. This one. So there's your World War II stuff. You can turn that on or off.
Okay,
You
hang
also
on.
got this button here, which will give you your live ships.
Oh,
They'll just keep sort of propagating as you're going on, and eventually there'll be thousands of them. But you can sort of pick a boat like this one, click it, view the trail, and it'll show you which direction it's coming from in the last 30 minutes.
and how they getting that from the transponders, like?
Must be from the transponders. Yeah, I linked into some like oceanic fucking shit and made an account. You
Go
click on
down to
those, view the trail. So they're all going this way. 6.7 knots.
go
The
down to Little St. James and see if there's
geolori.
any activity around there.
Where is that?
It's in the Bahamas there, isn't it?
Somewhere, yeah.
Look at all those islands. I mean, what a beautiful, that must be just a gorgeous place. Um,
So then
can
you
you
can
go to,
turn those on, and we can turn on our danger zones.
yeah, there's the Bermuda Triangle. That's what I wanted to see if there was any like
So
evidence
you
of
can see
massive
those
amounts
boats
of
just
ships.
keep populating, right? It takes a while for them all to come, but look at them all. That's just live boats right now, all the way up into rivers. 8.8 knots. The Justine's ripping up this river right now. Isn't that fucking crazy? I don't know why anyone
So the
cares.
Bermuda Triangle doesn't look like it's got a bunch more shipwrecks, really, does it? I mean, I thought
Oh, we
there
can
might have
click
been.
it. Let's find out if we click it. Bermuda Triangle danger legendary. 214 shipwrecks, one plane crash. Right now, there's 26 boats in there as we speak.
Maybe that is more than I thought. They look like they're all in the bottom there area there.
Yeah, all around the islands mostly. And then there's some other zones. You got this part. 135 shipwrecks, a narrow sandbar 300 kilometers off Nova Scotia, over 350 recorded shipwrecks in history. Great Banks, Iceberg Alley. Cape Horn's in the wrong spot. That's weird. Should be down at the bottom. Fix that. Cape of Good Hope, 184. There's 71 ships in the Cape of Good Hope right now. That's got to be only because of this. So then we got over. Let's go over here. Look at this shit. Strait of Hormuz, 565 shipwrecks. It's not showing any live ships right now.
Really?
I'm assuming it's just blocked or something over there. Something going on, you know? What's this one? Indian Ocean's World War II submarine zone. Pretty cool. I get a kick out of the shipwrecks. Look at them all. What's this one? That's the Philippine Seas Pacific Typhoon Alley. 0 live ships in there right now. There's a torpedoed one there. 1905. Built in 1888. Sunk by a Japanese destroyer in 1905. They were torpedoing shit in 1905. Doesn't that
But yeah,
seem,
dude.
doesn't that seem bonkers?
Yeah, it does though.
Any boats by Easter Island? Gotta be like right here, right? Garoa. There it is. Oh, there's a shipwreck from 1983. To land sick crew, it grounded itself. Bunch of sickies on it. No shipwrecks or no live ships. Here's some out here. Those are probably shipwrecks too. I don't have the open ocean data for ships. That's like a satellite thing you have to get that costs a small fortune. But that's her. Breton Island shipwreck. Let's go to the live ones. It's fun sometimes. You can fucking follow the boats up the things. I wonder if there's any on the Great Lakes. Look at them all. One's heading this way. CSL Welland. I'm glad I'm not on one of these boats, I'll tell you that. I'm just not into the boat things, man. Seems depressing.
What?
Doesn't it? You think you could do boats for a long time?
I wanted to live on a boat when I was a kid. I wanted to be a sailor, live on a boat.
It's not moving, I guess. There's still time.
No, I've changed my mind about all that.
Anyway, that's the app. That's all the apps.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, the boat one's really cool. I mean, they're all cool.
The boat ones are pretty cool. Shipwrecks, it's pretty wild to see how many fucking shipwrecks are between Ireland and the UK. Look at them all. Endless boats.
Look at that bundle. Like, look at them all right close. Zoom into that. Here? Where is that? Yeah. Like, look at that string of them right there. Crazy.
Yeah, it's got to be just a lot of people just fucking crashing, just going. They weren't like traveling, you know. They were just going around the island from here to there. And a storm came up and trashed them. I mean, all the red ones are militaries, so those are all war ones.
Can you go to the Mediterranean for a sec before we stop? Yeah, it's quite a bit there too, eh?
Yeah, look at around Greece. Even in these little tiny pools, you can see boats in there right now.
Do they have ancient ones, you know, or?
If there's, because a lot of these unknown ones are just shipwrecks that they found that no one's checked out. Actually, you know, it's just a shipwreck that they know is there, no one's gone to. Look, this shipwreck's right next to this oil tanker. Anyway, those are the maps. See my map. See my map. We got shipwreckmap.ca with all the shipwrecks, volcanosim.com with all the volcanoes, simulating volcanoes. Boom. There's another one for you. We got the asteroid simulator. Run your asteroids and trash the Earth that way. We got the UFO map. Hundreds of thousands of UFO sightings. And then we got the disaster map, which is we could finish out with a biblical flood, 10,000 feet. Colorado's all right. There's some spots in Breckenridge is a place to be, just outside of Breckenridge, ideally, Blue River.
I don't think you're sharing that screen.
I'm not. I stopped sharing screen a long time
That's the biblical flood?
Yeah, so I guess that's the biblical flood.
And how did you get that number?
I made it up. Just 10,000 feet. 10,000 feet of water. But you can put in whatever you want. I mean, you can put in 2222 and it'll figure it out.
Well, that's a good feature. That's interesting.
You can put in 1212 and it'll figure it out, you know? Whatever you put, it'll figure it out. Put in 555, it'll figure it out. You pick. Go to whatever you want. Disastermap.ca, UFOmap.ca, asteroidsimulator.com, volcanosim.com, shipwreckmap.ca. Those are the maps. See my map. Check them out.
Awesome.
We're going to have a bundle price soon. Where
don't wait.
What?
Don't wait for the bundle price.
Don't wait for the bundle. Grab one of them. You can get they're like $12 a year or $29 lifetime for any of them. So see which one you like. It's a great way to support us too by getting them. I think that's it, eh?
Yeah, I think so.
Map life, baby. Get yourself a map. Let us know what you think. Check out grimerica.ca for all of our other stuff.